Kyle Roker Television Studio. This is WTOP 10 News at 10.
Good evening on this fine Sunday evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm John Mangello.
And I'm Cassandra Genoa. In tonight's top story, Syracuse police have released a photo of a man suspected in the robbery of a 7-Eleven store in the city earlier this morning. The man dressed in black entered the store at about 4:20 a.m. and made a small purchase.
Now, police say when the clerk opened the cash register, the man jumped the counter, shoved the clerk out of the way, and took money and cigarettes. Thankfully, no one was hurt in the incident. Anyone with information on the robbery is asked to contact the Syracuse Police Department at 315-442-5222. And a fire broke out at a Manlius home today with no injuries being reported.
And police evacuated a Utica Walmart after a threatening phone call. We'll have all this and more in just a minute. But first, Boston bombing has been topping the headlines all over the world.
Our very own Sebastian Edmond is live with your Boston update.
The city of Boston is still recovering from the tragic bombings that occurred at the Boston Marathon that killed 3 and injured over 180 people. But a new situation has arisen in this complicated story. In a shootout that occurred this past Friday between the 2 Chechnyan suspects and local authorities, it was determined that the 2 suspects in question contained more undetonated explosives as well as over 250 rounds of ammunition. Police Commissioner Ed Davis has determined that the 2 were likely to commit more acts of terrorism. Davis has also determined that there is the potential that more undetonated bombs are located in the city of Boston, yet reiterates to all of Boston's citizens that they are safe at this moment in time. Of the 2 Chechnyan suspects, one was killed in the shootout, but the other, Johar Tsarnaev, is in custody and is due to be charged in the very near future. But on a lighter note of things, to help with the healing process, many worldwide sports, as well as many religious gatherings, have found some way to honor the lives of all those affected by the bombings in Boston. If you'd like more information on this ongoing story, be sure to check out the rundown at 10:30 tonight following our news broadcast. I'm Sebastian Edmond, WTOP 10.
Thank you, Sebastian. 2 adults, 3 toddlers, and 2 twin infants are okay today after escaping a fire in a Manlius home. Firefighters say that they saw flames coming out of the home's roof and windows when they finally arrived on the scene. And unfortunately, the family's home was lost to the blaze as the house collapsed around 6 o'clock this afternoon. The Red Cross is assisting the family with recovery from this terrible incident.
Utica police shut down a Walmart Saturday night after worries that there might be a man with a gun in the store surfaced. The building was evacuated after a threatening phone call entered by a store employee at about 8:10 Saturday night. Police determined the building was safe and then tracked the call to Spratt Place in Utica, where they arrested 17-year-old Tyler Benoit. The teen was then charged with falsely reporting an incident.
4 Syracuse teenagers have been arrested and charged for damaging a residential window with a gunshot early this morning. Syracuse police officer David Craw was out on rounds when he heard 3 shots fired, and when he followed the noise, he found the culprits running away. He called for backup, and the officers that arrived locked up the perpetrators. The ages of the arrested, 18, 16, and 15.
A Fulton man pleads not guilty to burglarizing his father's home. The robbery of a woman outside the Oswego Rise and Shine convenience store occurred in early April. The man is pleading not guilty to 6 charges stemming from 2 alleged burglaries of his father's Fulton residence.
And you know, Cass, yesterday we had the spring concert, and I waited outside for about 4 hours in the freezing cold. That was worse because of the wind. And then today I woke up expecting the same, and it was beautiful, kind of warm, and it wasn't windy. So I just don't know what's going on.
Well, I know someone that does, Molly Matat. And here's a look at a quick look at our weather outside. Meteorologist Molly Matat.
And a very good evening, Oswego Storm Team 10 meteorologist Molly Matat standing right outside the campus right now. And it is a little chilly right now. As we look at your current conditions, we're sitting at 34. We will, unfortunately, dip below freezing as we continue throughout the night. But it is looking like a pretty clear night right now, not even a cloud in the sky. But before we get to that, I want to look at your national radar really quick. That is a preview of what you can expect throughout your week. That low pressure system that's starting to turn in, right above Montana Montana right now that's moving into Wisconsin. That line of dark green and yellow, that's going to move into our area by Wednesday midday, and that is going to bring some drastic changes to our weather conditions. But looking at your 3-day, tomorrow is shaping up to be a sunny day. Tuesday as well, warmer in the mid to low 50s, and Wednesday could bring some rain and some possible thunderstorms. I'll have a full look at your forecast right after the break, but for now, I'm going to send it back inside into the newsroom.
Thanks, Molly. Relay for Life is an all-night marathon of who can last the longest without sleeping.
And our very own Brian Tosti and Christy Summers have an in-depth look on the next weekend's event.
Many students on campus ask how they can help. Well, at SUNY Oswego, we are holding the Relay for Life on Saturday at 6 p.m. in the Campus Center Arena.
Relay for Life on SUNY Oswego campus is an event that's put on by Colleges Against Cancer. Basically what happens is students and even like community members can come and they just do like fun events all night. You fundraise for cancer from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. the next morning.
Relay for Life also features a survivor's lap, a luminaria ceremony, as well as a fight back ceremony.
And the point of it is to kind of like stay up all night in remembrance and in honor of people that have cancer and are fighting for it like for their entire lives or for like part of their lives, and to just keep that in mind. And the money that's fundraised goes to cancer research through the American Cancer Society.
So come to the Campus Center Arena on April 27th, 6 p.m. and Relay for Life.
Thanks, guys. About 150 union employees at New York Air Brake in Watertown have authorized a strike after their new contracts have a section which cuts their wages by $4 an hour. International Machinist, a company that wrote up the contracts, says that they are willing to get back to the bargaining table, and they are aiming to start negotiating as soon as tomorrow morning.
A teen missing overnight is now safe. Onondaga County 911 tells us Courtney Anson, who was reported missing on Saturday night, was located about 5:45 a.m. in the town of Camillus. A reverse 911 call to the area residents described the teen and asked for help in finding her. She's now being returned home.
Tomorrow night in the Hewitt Union Ballroom, the Women's Center will be hosting their annual Slut Walk. The event protests victim blaming and runs from 7 to 10 p.m. The event is completely free, and students can park for free as well if necessary. Non-students or those who do not have a parking permit can acquire one for only $1.
There will be a panel discussion this upcoming Monday on sexual violence in educational institutions. The event will be held in room 133 in the Campus Center from 12:40 p.m. to 2:20 p.m. Many speakers from different organizations and groups will be present with a variety of views discussed.
And coming up after the break, New York is leading what major industry?
And we'll have your full weather update with Molly Matat. Stay tuned, you're watching WTOP.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
Last night, Lori Capricuzzi scored 2 goals on Aliyah Brian Love.
And Joe, get out. Adam, you're in.
Lori Korpakowski scored 2 goals on Ilya Brizgalov. Got it!
And welcome back. Now, We're joined by Molly Matat here, and I asked earlier when you were outside, I'm not sure if you heard, but yesterday I was waiting online for the Lupe concert, and it was a terrible experience full of wind and coldness and regret. And then today when I woke up expecting more of the same, it was a very nice day, no clouds, very little wind.
Yeah, definitely a quick change. Actually, yesterday during the color run, it actually snowed for a good
Yeah,
portion of it, which was definitely, we had some cold air move in on Friday, and it kind of stuck around into Saturday, but it's gone for now, but we have some more cold air coming.
So what can we expect within the next couple days?
Well, for the next couple of days, we're expecting sunshine. If you look at your current conditions right now, we're looking at pretty clear skies right now. I was just outside, and you could really see the moon very, very vividly. But we're basically shaping up for a pretty clear night. Right now, we're sitting at 34, which is pretty chilly, and we're even going to drop below freezing as we continue throughout the night. State temperatures right now, cold spots of 38 in Watertown and Rochester. We have lower 40s in Syracuse and Buffalo, 39 in Jamestown, but as we move to the south and the east, we warm up with 45 in Glens Falls and Albany, and as we move down to New York City, we warm all the way up to 48 at our hot spot. Your top weather headlines for this evening: a sunny start to the week. Tomorrow we're shaping up to have a really nice clear day, a little warmer than we expected. Showers move in Wednesday though, and a potential thunderstorm, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But the sun does return as we continue throughout the week, but it will be a little bit cooler. So your regional radar right now, not a whole lot happening, and that's going to continue into tonight. Mostly clear. We're going to bottom out, as I said, at 31, a little below freezing, but we have some light winds out of the southeast, and that's going to allow for some mixing of some warmer air into tomorrow. Now, this clear night that we're looking at is going to have some great conditions for viewing the meteor shower Lyrid. We are in the good conditions right now. The peak conditions is actually closer to dawn. But definitely, if you want to stay up a little later than you might usually and try to catch a couple meteors this evening. Now, as we move into Monday, we're looking at some cool and dry air that's going to move into our area. So while it will be cooler, maybe in the mid-50s, it's going to build some high pressure, and that's going to see some clear skies, maybe a couple passing clouds, but we really are shaping up for a great day tomorrow. Mostly sunny, high of 55, winds out of the southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Planning out your day for you at 8 a.m. We're looking at 40, a little chilly, but with clear skies. We're going to warm all the way up to 52 by noon, and we're going to continue to warm to 55 by 5, but clouds are going to start to build, but only temporarily, because as we move to tomorrow night, we're looking at partly cloudy skies and a low of 37, so not as cold as it is this evening. There we go. I'm back. But what we want to look at right now is your national radar. As I said before, this low pressure system that's spinning is moving right out of Montana and into Wisconsin. And this cold front that you see associated with some showers, that's going to start to affect our weather as we move throughout the week. This cold front, we're going to see showers, a possible thunderstorm. We're thinking it's going to keep to the south though, but definitely keep your eyes peeled for some thundery conditions. But behind it, this cold air, that's what's going to start to affect our weather as we move to the end of the week. So your 5-day forecast: sunny for Monday and Tuesday, showers and a possible storm for Wednesday, and the sun comes back Thursday and Friday, but we're seeing highs in the upper 40s rather than the mid-50s. Back to the desk.
All right, thanks a lot, Molly. Turning to state news now. Great news for dairy farmers today, as it was announced that New York, this very state, is the top producer of yogurt in the entire United States. At his yogurt summit last year, the governor promised dairy farmers that he'd lift the current cap under the concentrated animal feeding regulations from 199 to 299 adult cows. That'll make it more economical for smaller farms to increase their herds to meet the state's dairy needs. So the next time that you open up a tube of Go-Gurt, just remember, it may have come from a cow near you.
Days after the U.S. Senate delivered gun control advocates a major defeat, hundreds of New Yorkers demonstrated Saturday at a pro-gun safety rally. New York Senator Chuck Schumer addressed the coalition of groups gathered who vowed to forge ahead despite this week's setback. Senator Schumer told them to fight for sensible gun safety measures as just begun. Supporters of new gun safety measures blame the National Rifle Association's influence in Congress.
Coast Guard crews are searching for a missing boy in the Gulf of Mexico again today. Crews spent all of last night trolling the waters off Longboat Key, Florida, searching for 6-year-old Lamontia Taylor. Authorities say Lamontia was swimming with his family, then got caught up in a rip current and was swept out to sea. Signs prohibit swimming in the area because of these very strong currents. The Coast Guard says it's doing everything possible to locate the missing child.
Residents of West Texas gathered this morning at church services just days after the deadly fertilization plant explosion. Members of St. Mary's of the Assumption Catholic Church attended Mass at 8:30 a.m. They're remembering the 14 people who lost their lives Wednesday night in the blast, which also leveled parts of the Central Texas town, with some residents being allowed to return to their homes or what's left of them. But authorities are enforcing a curfew from sunset to 7 a.m. Investigators are still working to determine the cause of the explosion.
And coming up after the break, Twitter has the newest breakthrough app again.
And we'll have Maggie Fowler's take on the newest ban on the SUNY Oswego campus. But first, here's a look at your late night menu.
The Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And welcome back. The SUNY-wide smoking ban will begin in January 2014.
And our very own Maggie Fowler discusses with students the pros and cons of such a strict rule.
Stress, some students may resort to smoking, especially since finals are approaching, but this may not be an option for them in 2014. By January 1st next year, all 64 SUNY campuses will be smoke-free according to the Board of Trustees.
The intentions are good to stop some people from smoking, which not only affects your health but also the health of others. However, like I said before, you do what you want with your health. Who am I to tell you what to do as long as you're not affecting others directly, like smoking right in their faces?
This idea was proposed in June 2012 to help promote a healthier campus environment. The 18 to 24 age group makes up 18.9% of smokers, the highest smoking rates of any group. It will affect students, staff, and faculty. Many people, however, feel the new law will be met with a lot of resistance.
It's my right to smoke cigarettes, my choice, and then they're telling me I can't.
I do think that would cause a significant amount of outrage on the campus and may even result in people quitting.
There are 608 campuses tobacco-free nationwide, and since this past January, New York alone has 67 smoke-free campuses already. SUNY will become the largest public university system to implement a smoke-free campus law in 2014.
Now, it's definitely going to be pretty interesting to see how students react to this new rule.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see.
All right, well, thank you, Maggie.
Thank you, guys.
And now we're going to take a full look at your sports with Kyle Sheehan.
Oswego State men's lacrosse team pulled off a win yesterday with Cassie Balzer recording a career-high 5 goals, including 2 in the first and second period. The Oneonta Red Dragons attacked quickly with 2 goals in the first minutes, but that was their only lead as the Lakers got the win 15-10. This puts the Lakers at over 500 at 7-6. Their next game will be on Wednesday, facing off against the Cortland Red Dragons. The Oswego softball team bounced back after losing the first game in the New Paltz Hawks in a Saturday doubleheader. The first game was one-sided as the Hawks came out of the gate scoring a combined 7 unanswered runs in the first and second innings. The Hawks triumphed over the Lakers 10-7. The second game was a little different as the Lakers gave up 1 in the first, and then the Lakers piled on the runs to win 9-1. Let's take a look at the NBA playoffs as the Boston Celtics take on the New York Knicks. As you can see, the Celtics are wearing a patch on their uniform to commemorate the Boston Marathon bombing. Here's Carmelo Anthony working on Brandon Bass, shoots and connects with a fadeaway jumper. Anthony recorded 36. Jeff Green pushing up against J.R. Smith as he spins and delivers the layup. Green led the Celtics by shooting 8 for 15 from the field. With the Celtics up by 4 late in the third, Paul Pierce makes a 3 off the pick by Kevin Garnett. Pierce contributed 21. Raymond Felton with the pass to J.R. Smith. Smith drives and connects with the layup while drawing the foul. Smith added 15 points to the win. Raymond Felton playing tight defense against Paul Pierce, deflecting the ball and picked up by Carmelo Anthony. Anthony flies down the court and puts in the layup. With a little under a minute and a half to play, Anthony connects with a deep 2-point fader to give the Knicks their largest lead of the night. The Knicks win their first game of the playoffs 85-78. They will be playing Game 2 on Tuesday at 8 p.m. The New York Rangers played against the New Jersey Devils earlier today and came off with a 4-1 win. The Rangers controlled the game with 2 unanswered goals in the first period. Right wing Ryan Callahan led the Rangers with 2 goals. Henrik Lundqvist defended the Pipes well with 26 saves. This win gives the Rangers a 3-point cushion in their 8th place playoff seed. The Rangers need to continue playing well for another week to lock a playoff spot. Their next game is against the Florida Panthers on Tuesday. That's it for sports. Now back over to the news desk.
Thanks, Kyle, and let's go Knicks. We'll be right back after the break with Prince Harry at the London Marathon.
But first, let's take a look at your community calendar.
We are the Tigers from Pet 885. And you are watching WTOP. Yeah.
Oswego MBA program, helping you achieve your goals with a customized curriculum developed with flexibility in mind. Take classes year-round, full or part-time in Oswego, online or at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. More information is available online or by calling 315-312-2911.
And welcome back. Twitter is adding a music service to its roster.
Karen Cathia has the details in this week's Clicked In.
Twitter has pressed play on a music app for all 200 million of its users after sound-checking it with celebrity musicians first. The app allows users to discover new music based on everyone they follow. A Now Playing list shows users what's popular among connections. Another chart shows what's popular among all users.
You look at your Twitter app, you look at the people you're following, and it can show you what their tracks are, etc. If you have one of the music subscription services like Spotify or RDO, you can actually listen to full tracks from within the Twitter app.
It also gives music lovers the chance to tap into the tastes of their favorite artists.
If you click on that artist, it's going to take you to the people that that artist follows, and the musician specifically. And that's, I think, the really powerful aspect of Twitter Music, because it allows you to see who influences the people that influence you.
Twitter's mobile music app is available for Apple right now. Android will come later. It arrives just 3 months after the launch of Twitter's video app Vine, which lets users tweet 6-second videos. I'm Karen Kafa, and you're now clicked in.
Prince Harry made an appearance at the London Marathon this morning. Before they began the marathon, they paused to remember Boston. Many of the runners today were wearing black ribbons as a show of solidarity for those who were killed or injured by last Monday's bombings near the finish line of the Boston Marathon. For every runner who finishes the London Marathon, organizers say they'll donate $3 to a fund that helps the Boston victims.
It's a tradition spanning decades. Each year after the big A-Day game, fans gather to roll toilet paper around the iconic oak trees, which are dotted across Auburn University. This weekend saw tens of thousands come to take part in the tradition from last time, before the trees are cut down this week. In 2010, after the Iron Bowl, the oak trees were poisoned with herbicide by an Alabama fan. Auburn officials decided they had no choice, but they had to remove them.
Tomorrow is Earth Day. Environmental groups around the world organize rallies and demonstrations to help raise awareness about environmental concerns. One of the biggest challenges in recent years is how to combat climate change and greenhouse gas emissions. The very first Earth Day on April 22nd, 1970, is credited with starting the modern environmental movement. It was the brainchild of Democratic Wisconsin Senator Gaylord Nelson. Now, more than 40 years later, Earth Day is observed by 1 billion people in 180 nations around the world.
3 sets of twins made for a busy morning at a hospital in Billings, Montana. These 6 babies were born within 5 hours of each other. The birth started at St. Vincent Hospital just before 8 o'clock, and the last of the 6 babies were born just after noon. Hospital staff delivered each set of fraternal twins by cesarean section. And before we say goodnight, here's one final look at your forecast with meteorologist Molly Matat.
Thanks, guys. As we take a look at your ClassCast, we're going to warm all the way up to 55 tomorrow. Not until later in the day, though, so definitely as you step out to class, plan on bringing that jacket, you know, just an extra layer to keep you warm into the day tomorrow. And definitely follow us online and Twitter. We love to tweet here at WTOP10. Check us out on Facebook.com/WTOP10/TV. And if you have a cool weather photo or want to chat with us about weather, shoot us an email at meteorology@WTOP10.com. Definitely send us your meteor shower pictures if you step out and see Lyrid.
Now, I was going to ask you, do you know what time this might happen?
Actually, they say it's visible throughout the whole evening, but they say that the peak time to view is before dawn.
Okay.
So, a little bit of a stretch if you want to stay up that late. But
it's not as much as staying up as before dawn is usually when I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
So, that's very cool. That's not something you see every day. So maybe, just maybe, I will wake up or stay up for that. Who knows?
Now, I just want to let everyone know that today is our very own John's birthday.
Happy birthday.
I think you did a great job tonight.
Thank you, Cass.
So
There you go. Kyle, Molly, thank you.
Any big plans for tonight?
Sleeping.
Nice.
Because I'm very tired. Because I was celebrating my birthday with friends, and it's very exhausting. So, therefore, I'm going to leave and change and just enjoy sleep tonight.
Good.
And looking forward to that lovely 55
55
degree tomorrow.
That's warm for today and into Tuesday, but then a little bit cooler as we end the week. So, but definitely clear skies, and that sun actually feels really warm. It's important to note that the sun that's in the sky right now is actually as strong as it is in August or September.
Wow.
So you can still get a sunburn. You can still definitely want to take on your SPF 15, maybe, I don't know.
You know, if I walk out in this, colder than, summer temperature and get a sunburn, I'm going to feel a little bit, I'm not going to say ashamed, but I'm going to think that there's something wrong there, because you just don't associate cold weather with sunburn.
You usually don't, but the sun is very powerful and people underestimate it, so.
And this is Oswego, so.
And yes, anything can happen here.
Anything could happen.
Weather-wise, anything can happen in Oswego, absolutely.
And that will do it for us here. For the entire 10 News team, I'm John Mangello.
And I'm Cassandra Genoa. Stay tuned for the rundown. Good night, Oswego.